Hi everyone, this is Grandma from Grandma's Footsteps, and today I'm going to show you how to make some decorative bows which you can put on your parcels to make them look extra special. Here's an example of a few that I've made. Here you can see you can make them out of all sorts of different papers. These are really rather pretty with the flowers on, again with the flowers on, and of course the Christmas tartan. You can never go wrong with Christmas bows. So these can be used to go onto parcels. I make them self-adhesive with a strip of double-sided tape on the back, and that makes them very, very useful. So without any further ado, I will show you the items that we need to make them. Okay, here we go. The first thing we need, I make them in threes, but for making one bow you need a strip of paper which is 11.5 inches long and 1 inch wide, and also a strip either different or the same which is 1 inch wide and 4 inches long. Okie dokie, that's perfect. Now also we have some decoration. What I use for the decoration is I've got some mini doilies here, and what I do is I fold them in half and then I fold that into thirds and then I cut them. So what I end up with is basically 6 small pieces of doily. Gold and silver doilies look particularly good. But in this case I'm going to use the white ones, and I'm going to use a little wink of Stella to make them sparkly. So there we go. Now these bows are to make both, it's a double bow and you make both parts with one piece of card, and I have to thank Scrimping Mommy for her inspiration on this and how to do it. So please go and watch her YouTube videos. I'll put a link below so you can have a look. Now this is what we use, this magical envelope punch board. This is made by We Are Memory Keepers, and it's specifically designed for making envelopes, but it's also very, very useful for making these bows. So the first thing we do is we start off by folding the paper in half to find the middle. So we fold it in half there to find the middle, and that gives us somewhere to start. So what we do, I'm going to zoom into the board a little so that you can see what's going on. I think that's it there. Now you can see that if I turn it round, hopefully tip it up, you should be able to see there's a slot there, and that's where you punch. Okay, there is also some measurements along the side here. So what I do is I line up my centre mark with the centre of that slot, and we punch like that, and this is the shape we get. Now I turn it over, put it back into the same place and punch the other side, and then we punch a second time at with this end on the 3 1/4 inch mark. I think you can see that, yeah, 3 1/4. So we punch there, turn it over and punch again. This is how we make the shape of the bows. This time we have to flip it end to end so that we can punch this end again at 3 1/4 inches and turn it over and punch at 3 1/4 inches. So this is the shape that we have now. It's quite interesting shape, but as you can see it's kind of got a bow shape. And now what we do is, to do the ends, is we turn it and we place this with this edge part of the way through the punch there, and again on the other side like that, and then you get this sort of shape on the end. Okay, and we do the other end like so, Here we go. There we are. Punching up there. That's good. Put that to one side. And then the tail, excuse me, we also fold in half, and we get, sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you fold it in half, and exactly the same, you put the halfway mark into the centre of the punch area, like so. Turn it over and do it again, like so. Now this time you want to make the ends of the tail, so we put this part into there in the middle, or as close to the middle as you can get, and you end up with that shape for the tail of your bow. Okay, and we do the other end to match. There. Now we've finished with the punch board, and we collect up the things. Don't punch too many without collecting up the offcuts, because if you do, you'll find that the punch cutter actually stops working, because the bits that are left sort of bung it up. Okay, now I have my come out a bit now. Okay, so I have my boned folder, and I just very gently curve the bow like so. It just makes it easier to put together. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to pop some glue down. If you can, I'm hoping you can see that. Pop some glue down just there. I always have problems with the glue when I do a video, but that's it. This is the way it goes. Right, there we are. And then we pop that over there and push it down, not slide it everywhere, push it down. Okay, and glue it. You can make these with a hot glue gun, actually. You just have to be a little bit careful when you're squeezing them together, but obviously they dry instantly then, and they do make it a little bit easier. But I do like the wet glue, because I find that the hot glue gun tends to make them just a little bit bumpy in some places. Okie dokie. Now, once that's sort of settled, turn it over and have a look on the other side, and you will find here, unfortunately, you've got a few bits, corners that sort of stick out from where we made that other shape. So we just curve that round here, just curve those corners off with your scissors before you go much further, and it makes it much easier. It's much harder to do once you put the bow together. Okay, so at this point we just cut those excess pieces off there, and you've got a much nicer bow shape. Now, if we put a reasonable amount of glue across this middle bit here, which is where we have your original fold, and what now we've got to do is to take this piece, fold it over and put it there. Okay, trying to make sure that the sides are, your sides here are parallel, and you do the same with the other side there. Now what I like to do is to pick it up, make sure the sides are parallel and there, and I will put a close peg on that, and I will put it to one side to dry. Okay, now you can put a little bit of a curve onto your tail as well if you wish to, like so. I don't curve it very much, but I do curve it just a little. Now I said I was going to use parts of this doily here. Now if I push them in, you can see it sticks out too much, so we can cut off here part of the doily, just like so. That out of the way, and then we will be able to place that into there, which gives it a lovely sort of lacy finish. But I was going to put on my wink of Stella just onto the edges here to give it a bit of a glittery finish. There we go, just a nice bit onto your doily, and in this case probably my fingers as well. I mean, I usually lay it down on a piece of paper, but I wanted to put it a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can see it. There we go, That's just a little bit of a glitter. That is the clear Wink of Stella, I believe. It is indeed. I thought for a moment I picked up the silver one. So there we have got lovely, sparkly, glittery doily to go in between. And it just gives it that sort of lacy feel. There we go. And in the meantime, this should now be dry. So what I do is I'll put a little bit of glue onto my doily in the middle. There, lift this up, pop it in, and push that back in when it looks about right for me. Okay, and we'll do that again on this side. Try not to get my hands in the way so that you can actually see what I'm doing. And we pop that in there like that. And I like to take the bows now and push, whoops, from the ends, which rounds them a little and makes them a bit taller. So there we go. And now, making sure everything is level. Excuse me again. I don't know why, but I would get a frog in my throat once I start recording. I think it's the talking. Although normally I can talk for England, but when I'm on the camera, it must be nerves. Okay, little glue in the middle, and we stick that in there, and making sure again that your edges are parallel, so that it looks nice and neat and tidy. There, okay. Nice parallel edges, and you can again put your clothes peg on there for a few moments just to get it to dry till it dries. Now if you think this sticks out too much, you can trim off a little bit of your doily just on the side to make it look and even curve it a little, just so that it looks like it fits a bit better. And sometimes I don't bother and I leave it out, and with the different shapes, like this one for instance, this I left out pointed on purpose because I thought it just looked really, really pretty. Although this wasn't a doily, this was actually a die cut, so which I then cut into 4, which enabled me to use the gold card. Okay, I'll just tidy up the mess there for a minute, and if we take this peg off now, we should be really ready to go. Now, decoration, we need some decoration in the middle, and what I've chosen to use today are these gorgeous Christmas buttons. They're red with a nice little snowflake on them. So what I need to do is to glue them into the centre of the bow, like so, and push it right down in the middle, so it looks nice and smart, and then we can push the sides of that up. I would normally use the glue gun, the hot glue gun, for putting the buttons in the middle. However, today I haven't put the glue gun on, so it isn't hot, so it will take a lot of time in the video to do it otherwise. But if you look, you can use all sorts of things in the centre. On these I've got some of these sort of plasticky pearl snowflakes. On this one I've got a lovely little bow with a bit of glitter in the middle, not a glitter, sorry, diamante in the middle, and on these I've got these beautiful sort of ivory coloured flowers. It's just a little bit of extra decoration in the middle, and in this case I've done this decoration right now. This, and what I'm going to do is to add some bling, because as you will find out as you go through watching my videos, it's all about the bling. Okay, in this case I've got beautiful red heart to go in the centre. I'm just trying to get it the right way round so it's not cockeyed. There we go. There. That is a beautiful decorative bow, and all we need to do now is to add some double-sided tape to the back, so that your recipient can glue it to a parcel, or if you use it for yourself for your Christmas parcels, then it's easy, because all you need to do is to peel the backing off the double-sided tape there and glue it on top of your parcel. And I think that just makes a very nice addition and makes your parcels look just that little bit more special. So there we go, very short video today. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. I'd like to say a little bit something about packaging if you're doing it, for instance, for sale at a craft fair. With these, you'll notice that I used a backing sheet which is the same paper as the bows themselves, as is the header. But on this one, I decided to go just a little bit different. So I chose the red, put the tartan as a strip down the side and as the header. And again, I use my Dymo machine for making the little title there to let everybody know what it is they're buying, hopefully. So there's my bow. Make another 2, package them, and you're all ready to sell them, or sit down, make a ton of them and use them for your Christmas decoration, sorry, not your Christmas decorations, although I suppose they would make quite pretty Christmas decorations. Use them for your parcels, and I think everybody will admire what you've done. Okay, lovely speaking to you again today. I'd like you all to take care out there, and I will speak to you again soon. And don't forget to check out Scrimping Mommy on her YouTube video, which is where I got the inspiration for making these bows. Thank you very much, and take it easy.